Leadership. It's a word that stirs something inside us, doesn't it? Whether you're a CEO, a parent, a teacher, or an entrepreneur, leadership is the key that unlocks success. But here's the secret: most people never tell you true leadership doesn't begin with your team, your strategy, or even your skills. Businesses, families, and communities worldwide. If you're ready to step into the leader you are, begins with you. Right now, I'm going to share 3 powerful lessons that can change the way you lead, not someday, but today. These aren't theoretical ideas or abstract concepts. They're practical, actionable strategies that have transformed Born to Be. This is your moment. Stick with me, because by the end of this talk, you'll walk out of here not just with inspiration, but with a roadmap to become the leader everyone looks up to when it matters most. Would you like me to expand on this into the full speech? Leadership. It's a word that stirs something deep within us. We all know it when we see it. It's that spark in someone's eyes, that unshakable confidence in their voice, and that energy that makes you want to stand up and follow. But let's get real. True leadership is not about a title, a position, or the size of your paycheck. It's about your ability to influence, inspire, and create real change. Leadership starts within you, and it's your energy that sets everything into motion. Think about it. Energy is contagious. You felt it before. Maybe it was a coach who made you feel unstoppable, or a mentor who made you believe in yourself when you couldn't see your own potential. That wasn't luck, and it wasn't a script they memorized. It was their energy, raw, authentic, and unshakable. That's what made you move, isn't it? Now, here's the truth that many people miss. If you want to lead, you have to own your energy. Because the energy you bring to the room isn't just a reflection of how you're feeling, it's the fuel that drives others to action. When your energy is uncertain, distracted, or negative, you drain the room, and your team, your family, your business, they feel it. But when your energy is clear, focused, and powerful, you ignite something in others that makes them want to rise to their highest potential. Ask yourself this: what kind of energy do I bring to the people around me? Right now, at this very moment, are you lifting others up or pulling them down? Because the level of energy you project determines the level of influence you have. It's that simple. Here's the kicker: your energy doesn't just happen to you. It's not about whether you woke up feeling good or bad. It's something you create. And that's the real difference between someone who inspires and someone who fades into the background. Leaders don't wait for energy to show up. They generate it, cultivate it, and direct it like a laser beam. Imagine walking into a meeting, a room, or even a conversation, and you are so dialed in, so certain, so focused that everyone around you can feel it. They may not say it, but they'll think, I want to follow that person. That's what energy does. It makes people trust you, believe in you, and want to move with you. But here's the thing: energy alone isn't enough. It has to be backed by clarity and purpose. Think about a storm. It's powerful, but if it's chaotic and unfocused, it just leaves destruction. Leadership energy is different. It's about. So let me ask you, are you ready to master the energy within you? Because when you do, you'll discover the power to influence not just individuals, but entire movements. And isn't that what true leadership is all about? Let's step into that energy together, taking all that power and aiming it towards something meaningful. And when you do that, you stop being just another person in the room. You become the person who changes the room. Would you like me to expand on the next keynote or keep refining this one? Leadership is about more than making decisions, setting goals, or achieving milestones. It's about creating certainty in a world that feels anything but certain. Think about the world we live in today: constant changes, relentless challenges, and endless distractions. For many people, this kind of uncertainty can be paralyzing. But a true leader doesn't just navigate through uncertainty, they become the anchor in the storm, the lighthouse in the fog. Let's be honest, when chaos strikes, people don't look for someone who knows everything. They look for someone who makes them feel something certainty. That's the heart of leadership, the ability to create confidence when everyone else is spinning in doubt. And here's the truth most people don't understand: certainty isn't about knowing exactly what's going to happen or always having the right answers. It's about having the unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you will figure it out. Picture this: a leader walks into a room where tensions are high, the stakes are enormous, and the future feels unclear. If that leader radiates doubt, hesitation, or fear, what happens to the team? They absorb that energy like a sponge, and suddenly the problem feels 10 times worse. But if that same leader walks in with calm confidence, with a sense of control and determination, the entire energy shifts. People stop focusing on the chaos and start focusing on the possibilities. Here's the thing: certainty isn't just a feeling you happen upon. It's something you create. It starts with how you carry yourself, your posture, your tone, your presence. But it goes deeper than that. Certainty comes from trust, not just trust in the people around you, but trust in yourself. It's about knowing that even if you don't have all the answers, you have the resilience, the resourcefulness, and the determination to find them. Think about the people you followed in your own life, the teachers, coaches, mentors, or leaders who left a lasting impact on you. Chances are it wasn't because they had perfect knowledge or a flawless plan. It was because in moments of uncertainty, they made you feel like everything was going to be okay. They made you believe not just in them, but in yourself. That's what real leaders do. They create a sense of certainty that inspires action. But here's the challenge: creating certainty doesn't mean ignoring the chaos. It doesn't mean pretending that problems don't exist or sugarcoating reality. Leadership is about facing the chaos head on and choosing clarity over confusion. It's about simplifying the complex, breaking down the overwhelming into manageable steps, and helping others see the path forward. This is why leadership is a privilege and a responsibility. When times are tough, when people are scared, and when the road ahead seems unclear, you have the power to change the story. You can be the person who steps up, cuts through the noise, and says, "We've got this." And when you lead with that kind of certainty, you don't just guide people through the storm, you help them grow stronger because of it. Are you ready to step into that kind of leadership? To become the person who others turn to when it matters most? Let's commit to being that source of certainty in a world that so desperately needs it. Leadership is about growth. It's about progress. And let's make one thing clear: growth isn't just nice to have, it's necessary. Leadership dies in stagnation. When you stop growing, you stop leading. That's the cold, hard truth. Because leadership isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you're becoming in the process. Think about this: everything in life is either growing or dying. There's no in between. A tree doesn't just stay the same size year after year. It either grows stronger, reaching for the sky, or it starts to wither. And just like nature, we as leaders are governed by the same principle. If you're not making progress, if you're not pushing yourself, evolving, learning, and striving, then you're slipping backward, whether you realize it or not. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They think leadership is about arriving at some final destination. They imagine that once they hit a certain level of success or accomplish a specific goal, they can stop and rest on their laurels. But true leadership isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about relentless progress, always finding the next challenge, the next opportunity, the next way to improve. Why? Because when you grow, everything around you grows. As a leader, you set the standard for your team, your organization, or your family. If you're stagnant, they'll be stagnant. But if you're pushing yourself, if you're living and breathing progress, then you inspire others to do the same. Leadership is about creating momentum, and that starts with you. But let's get real for a second. Growth isn't easy. It requires stepping outside your comfort zone, facing uncertainty, and sometimes even failing. But here's the secret: failure isn't the enemy of growth, it's the fuel for it. Every failure teaches you something new, sharpens your instincts, and makes you more resilient. Leaders don't fear failure, they use it as a stepping stone. Here's a question for you: when was the last time you truly challenged yourself? Not in a way that felt safe or predictable, but in a way that stretched you, tested you, and maybe even scared you a little. If you can't remember, then you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're not leading. True leadership requires you to embrace the discomfort of growth and turn it into progress. It's about looking at yourself every single day and asking, how can I be better? How can I serve better? How can I lead better? Because leadership isn't a one-time act, it's a lifelong commitment to becoming more so you can give more. When you commit to growth, you unlock something extraordinary. You become the kind of leader people don't just follow, they're inspired by you because they see your journey, they see your dedication to progress, and it pushes them to rise to their own potential. So let me ask you, are you willing to grow? Are you willing to embrace the discomfort, the challenges, and even the failures that come with it? Because if you are, then you're not just leading, you're transforming. And in that transformation lies the power to inspire others to do the same. That's what leadership is all about. One of the most powerful traits of a great leader is the ability to take full ownership, not just of their successes, but of their failures, challenges, and shortcomings. This is what we call radical responsibility. In the world of leadership, excuses and blame are the enemies of progress. Leaders who take responsibility for their lives, their teams, and their outcomes are the ones who are able to change the game. They don't wait for circumstances to shift, they make those circumstances shift. Now, let's be clear, taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to do everything yourself. It doesn't mean you should take on every burden or try to solve every problem alone. What it means is that you, as a leader, choose to own your impact. Whether things go well or go wrong, you recognize that you have the power to shape the outcome. No matter what's happening outside of you, you have the ability to control how you respond and what actions you take next. Think about this: when things go wrong in a business or a project, the first instinct is often to look for someone to blame. It's easy to point fingers, whether at your team, your environment, or even external factors like the economy or market conditions. But the true leader doesn't fall into that trap. Instead, they ask, what could I have done differently? They take ownership of the situation and look for ways to improve the outcome next time. They don't waste energy on blame. They focus on solutions. This kind of ownership is empowering. It shifts the focus from what's wrong to what's possible. When you take full responsibility, you regain control over your circumstances, no matter how challenging they may seem. This is what sets exceptional leaders apart. They don't look at challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities to evolve and grow. They don't hide from their mistakes, they learn from them and use those lessons to propel themselves and their teams forward. But here's where many leaders fall short. They mistake responsibility for perfection. Taking full responsibility doesn't mean you're expected to be flawless. It means you're willing to face the truth no matter how uncomfortable and learn from it. It means taking the initiative to course correct when necessary. You cannot lead effectively if you're unwilling to own up to your mistakes or the areas where you need improvement. Leaders who avoid responsibility are simply avoiding growth. And a leader who isn't growing is a leader who isn't leading. Think about the impact this mindset can have on your team. When your team sees you take radical responsibility, they'll follow suit. They'll understand that success and failure are not just outcomes, they are opportunities to learn and improve. This kind of leadership fosters a culture of accountability, where everyone steps up to the plate, no matter how difficult the challenge. And that's how you build a team that doesn't crumble under pressure, but rises stronger every time. So ask yourself, how much of your life and your leadership are you willing to take full ownership of? The more you take responsibility for, the more influence you have, the more control you gain, and the more you'll see the world around you shift. When you embody radical responsibility, you don't just lead a team, you transform the way people think, act, and achieve. And that's where true leadership begins. A leader's emotional state has a profound effect on their team. In fact, your emotional energy is one of the most powerful tools you have as a leader. Leadership isn't just about making smart decisions or having a vision, it's about inspiring and influencing others to take action. And that starts with how you manage your emotions. When you master emotional control, you can maintain your focus, clarity, and energy, even in the most challenging of situations. Leaders who understand the importance of emotional mastery are able to lead with purpose and resilience, guiding their teams through adversity with a sense of calm confidence. Think about this. Have you ever been around someone whose mood was contagious? Maybe it was a mentor or a colleague whose positivity, optimism, and passion could lift everyone around them. Or on the flip side, have you ever been in a room where the energy was low, where the leader was visibly stressed or frustrated? That energy trickled down, didn't it? It created a ripple effect that affected the entire team. As a leader, the emotional state you bring to the table isn't just personal, it impacts everyone you lead. Your emotions are a mirror reflecting back at you the emotional state of those around you. Now, mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them or pretending to be happy all the time. It means having the ability to respond, not react. It means being aware of your emotional triggers, understanding the impact of your mood on others, and making intentional choices about how you show up. It's about recognizing that while you can't control every situation, you can control how you handle it. When you respond from a place of emotional mastery, you keep your clarity intact and lead with purpose, even when things are falling apart around you. Consider this as a leader. You're often in situations where others look to you for stability. They want to know that no matter what's happening, you have the emotional strength to handle it. When people see you keep your composure in difficult times, it gives them the confidence to do the same. They begin to trust you more, follow your lead, and rise to the occasion because they believe you will help guide them through the storm. But emotional mastery isn't something you can just snap your fingers and have. It's a skill that takes time, practice, and dedication. It requires deep self-awareness and the ability to understand your own emotional patterns. How do you react when things get tough? Do you rise to the occasion with resilience, or do you let stress and frustration dictate your actions? If you're not in control of your own emotions, it becomes impossible to guide others effectively. Leadership begins within, and emotional mastery is one of the most essential tools for growing that inner strength. The best leaders don't just have the ability to remain calm, they can also inspire others to do the same. They can help people reframe their perspective, shift from fear to hope, and embrace challenges as opportunities. When you master your emotions, you don't just enhance your own leadership, you create a ripple effect that strengthens the entire team. You enable others to perform at their highest level because you've shown them how to stay grounded, clear, and focused no matter what's happening around them. So ask yourself, what's your emotional state saying about your leadership? Are you leading from a place of calm, confidence, and clarity? When you master your emotions, you unlock the full potential of your leadership and the potential of everyone around you. Leadership is about vision. It's about creating a future that's so compelling, so inspiring that it draws others in. But here's the critical thing: your vision as a leader cannot be about you. It has to be bigger than you. When you as a leader are motivated solely by your personal gain or advancement, your leadership lacks power. The most effective leaders inspire action not because of what they can achieve for themselves, but because of what they can help others achieve. A great leader has the ability to paint a picture of a better future and bring people together to work toward that vision. Now, let me ask you, what's your vision? What's the bigger picture you're working toward? Is it a vision that serves only your interests? Or is it a vision that benefits the people you lead, the community you're part of, or even the world at large? The most successful leaders understand that their work is about building something far beyond themselves. It's about creating something that will outlive them, something that brings lasting change and creates a legacy. They have the ability to look beyond their own circumstances and dream big, and because of that, they pull others into that dream with them. When your vision is about more than just personal success, it becomes a unifying force. People don't just follow leaders because they have authority, they follow leaders because they believe in what the leader stands for. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves. This vision, this sense of purpose, is what makes people want to contribute their best efforts. When you lead with a larger purpose, you create a sense of belonging and ownership among those who follow you. They don't just feel like employees or team members, they feel like partners in a mission. And here's the beauty of this: a vision doesn't have to be massive or world-changing to be powerful. It just has to be meaningful. Your vision could be creating a company culture that empowers everyone to bring their best selves to work. It could be building a community where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. It could be improving the lives of your employees, your customers, or your family. The power of vision comes from how deeply you believe in it and how effectively you communicate that belief to others. When a leader's vision is crystal clear, it guides their decisions, actions, and behavior. It keeps them grounded when the inevitable challenges arise. And perhaps most importantly, it serves as a compass that helps everyone in the organization navigate difficult decisions. When you have a compelling vision, you don't have to micromanage people. You don't need to constantly remind them of their tasks. People will act on their own because they're aligned with the vision. They understand it, and they're inspired to contribute to it. However, vision without action is nothing more than a dream. It's one thing to have an inspiring vision. It's another thing to turn that vision into reality. But a leader who connects their vision with tangible steps, who creates a clear path forward, is someone who can turn that dream into something real. They make sure that the vision becomes a driving force in the day-to-day activities of everyone involved. So ask yourself, what's the bigger vision that drives your leadership? Are you leading people towards something greater than yourself? When your vision is bigger than you, it unlocks a level of influence, motivation, and commitment that can't be achieved through mere authority or ambition. When you lead with purpose, you not only create a path for success, but you also inspire others to walk that path with you. And in that shared vision, that's where true leadership lies.